Hey YouTubers, I'm Ryan O'Hara. First off, I'd like to welcome you to my new YouTube channel, along with two special guests, Matt Weaver and Dante Allen. Matt Weaver is a fellow NASCAR reporter at PopularSpeed.com from Axis, Alabama. And Dante Allen is a student at Georgia State University that also is a NASCAR reporter. I'd like to welcome them onto the Triple Threat Racing channel, as we call it. So this is not just going to be a racing channel, this is also going to be any sport that I cover, any sport that they cover. We're essentially going to do anything we want on this channel. And I figured today we can do some news updates of NASCAR. In case you guys didn't see the race this weekend, Jimmy Johnson took another step closer to stock car racing history on Sunday, claiming his 6th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championship at the Homestead Miami Speedway. Entered the race with a 28-point lead over 2003 Series champion Matt Kenseth. He finished 9th in the 40 Caboose 400, putting his final margin over Kenseth at 19 points. Johnson, that is, finished in 9th. The championship is a record extending 11th in the series for Hendrick Motorsports. Rick Hendrick's organization also won 4 titles with Jeff Gordon. He's also the co-owner of Johnson's number 48 Chevrolet, and 1 with Terry Labonte. Johnson's crew chief Chad Canales has led them to all 6 titles. The 38-year-old Johnson is one of 3 competitors to win 6 or more NASCAR Sprint Cup Series championships. He trails only 7-time champions and NASCAR Hall of Fame members Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt. Johnson's 5 previous championships all came consecutively from 2006 to 2010. He has finished 1st or 2nd in 8 of the 12 seasons in which he's been a full-time NASCAR Sprint Cup Series competitor. His 66 victories rank 2nd among active drivers, behind only his teammate and co-owner Jeff Gordon with 88 wins. Johnson's 6 championships have come in 3 distinctively different NASCAR Sprint Cup Series cars, including the Gen 6 Chevrolet SS that debuted earlier this season. After winning his 2nd Daytona 500 to open the season, Johnson led the series standings after all but 3 races during the NASCAR Sprint Cup regular season. He entered the 10-race chase for the Sprint Cup as the number 2 seed behind Kenseth with 4 victories. A dominant victory on November 3rd at Texas Motor Speedway gave Johnson the chase lead for good. In addition, Chevrolet won its 37th NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Manufacturers Championship. So unbelievable. Of course, you know, a lot of people don't believe Johnson is a 6-time champion. They believe Gordon should have 6 championships. That Johnson should have 3. But there's something that people need to notice about the 48 team, and that's consistency. Some people don't see it. I didn't really see it at first because I think more in terms of winning the championship at the end of the season. But even if we have the old system, in place, if you look at the how the standings would look, even if we didn't have the chase, Johnson's final ranks would read this: 5th, 2nd, 2nd, 5th, 1st, 2nd, 2nd, 1st, 2nd, 4th, 3rd, 1st. I mean, there's a point in there, 2, 3, 4. Where 5 consecutive seasons, there would be 5 consecutive seasons in there where he would have finished 1st or 2nd. Looking at Jeff Gordon, his reads 14th, 8th, 1st, 2nd, 1st, 1st, 6th, 9th, 1st, 4th, 4th, 1st, 11th, 7th, 1st, 8th, 2nd, 5th, 6th, 13th, 8th. Now you notice in the beginning of Gordon's career, it didn't start off really well. Then he started to get had a really consistent run, and then he started to slip a little bit. Now Johnson is, he's not as, he's only a couple of years younger than Gordon, about 4 years. Gordon born in 71, Johnson born in 75. Johnson's been more consistent. Now, of course, the old system doesn't matter anymore. So to the drivers, Johnson's 5 consecutive championships are legitimate, in my opinion. His 5 consecutive championships, including, of course, winning his 6th this Sunday, was legitimate, and a big congratulations goes to the 48 team. I mean, it's not their. They are racing. They are racing for what matters, and that is the chase. So they are racing. Essentially, I'm trying to word this the right way, but essentially, the old system doesn't matter. This is the system, and they're going to find a way to win this system. They don't care about the old system, and they've won 6 since 2006. So that's incredible. 6 out of the 6 championships in 10 years of the chase system, and 6 out of the last 8. This team is just incredible. Anyway, congratulations to Denny Hamlin. He won the 40 Caboose 400 for his first win of 2013. It's his 2nd win at Homestead, his first since 2009, his 23rd career win. The win allowed Hamlin to extend his season-winning streak to at least one win in 8 straight seasons. Of course, Kenseth finished second, followed by Dale Earnhardt Jr., Martin Truex, Clint Bowyer, Brad Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Johnson, and Harvick. There were 22 lead changes among 8 drivers and 8 cautions for 37 yellow flag laps. Average speed was 130.693 miles an hour. NASCAR no longer announces the track attendance. Interesting. I did not know that. Well, anyway, here are the final 2013 Sprint Cup Driver Chase Championship point standings. Jimmy Johnson defeats Matt Kenseth by 19 points. Following him, Kevin Harvick with 4 victories. Actually, we should mention Matt Kenseth led the Sprint Cup in wins with 7. Then Harvick had 4 wins. He was in 3rd. Kyle Busch with 4 wins. He was in 4th. Dale Earnhardt Jr. did not win a race, but he was 5th. Jeff Gordon with a victory is 6th. Clint Bowyer winless in 7th. Joey Logano with a win in 8th place. Greg Biffle with a win in 9th. Kurt Busch winless in 10th. Ryan Newman with a win in 11th. Casey Kane with a pair of victories in 12th. Carl Edwards 13th with 2 victories. And, of course, Jeff Gordon was a special, I guess I wouldn't call it special, but he was added into the chase after the crazy stuff that happened at Richmond. Now, for the people that are proponents of the old system, this is what it would look like, the top 15 without the chase. Jimmy Johnson still would have won, but the margin would have been bigger. Jimmy Johnson would have defeated Kevin Harvick by 41 points. Matt Kenseth would have been 3rd with down 56. Kyle Busch in 4th. Dale Jr. 5th. Carl Edwards 6th. Clint Bowyer 7th. Jeff Gordon in 8th. Greg Biffle 9th. Joey Logano 10th. Kurt Busch, Brad Keselowski, Ryan Newman, Casey Kane, and Jamie McMurray. So, Edwards may have finished last in the chase, but if you want to count the entire season, he had a top 10. So, you know, the chase sometimes doesn't give you the whole picture, but the old system doesn't matter. So that's what you have to go with. But for those of you who like the old system, that's it. Jimmy Johnson wins it either way, so you can't really complain with that. Big news, Richard Childress Racing. Wix Filters, a member of the Athenia Group family of brands, announced it will join Richard Childress Racing and serve as the primary sponsor of Ryan Newman for 3 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races and 1 race with Brendan Gaughan in the Nationwide Series during the 2014 season. Newman will drive the black and yellow number 31 Chevy SS at Pocono Raceway in August, while Gaughan will carry the Wix Filters colors at Auto Club Speedway in March. Wix Filters will also become a technical partner to both RCR and ECR engines, providing air and oil filters as well as research and development support. Wix will utilize marketing rights to RCR's drivers, cars, and teams in the Sprint Cup Series and Nationwide Series. All RCR race cars will be adorned with the Wix Filters logo under the hood. So, also, how does Jimmy Johnson stack up against Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt? Well, for example, Richard Petty and Jimmy Johnson were both 38 years of age when they won their 6th Sprint Cup Series championship. Dale Earnhardt was 42 when he won his 6th, and he won his 7th when he was 43. So that's an interesting stat. I did not know that. I honestly did not know that until I read it today. I would have thought Petty would have been a lot older just because of how long it's been since Petty's won a championship. Anyway, good news for the TV ratings at Homestead. ESPN's live telecast of the 40 Caboose 400 on Sunday, November 17th, was the final race of the season, earned a 3.1 U.S. household rating, averaging over 5 million viewers, according to Nielsen Media. The rating and audience were up from last year's race, which earned a 3 U.S. household rating and averaged just over 4.5 million viewers. Greensboro, North Carolina was the highest rated market in the nation with a 10.3 rating for the race telecast, followed by Greenville, South Carolina 8.6, Norfolk, Virginia at 6.9, Charlotte, North Carolina was 4th at 6.7, and Knoxville, Tennessee was 5th at 6.3. The rest of the top 10 markets were Nashville, Tennessee, Orlando, Florida, Indianapolis, Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina, and Richmond, Virginia. NASCAR Nationwide Series ratings information for Homestead event was not available. Anyway, today, it might be going on right now, I wouldn't know, but Richard Petty is a guest of the President and Mrs. Obama at a dinner at the Smithsonian National Museum of American History. The dinner is in commemoration of the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Petty was awarded the Medal of Freedom in 1992 by President George Bush Sr. He was the first motorsports athlete to be given the award. Petty will attend the black tie dinner with his daughter Lisa and be joined by other recipients of the highest civilian award in the United States. Petty keeps his medal on display at the Richard Petty Museum, which will open back in its original location, Level Cross, North Carolina, in early 2014 on the site of the former Petty Enterprises. Petty views receiving the medal as one of his proudest accomplishments. I believe we might get a quote here. Quote, "It's an award that I really cherish, maybe the most of all." That's coming from Petty. Quote, "I'm honored to be a recipient and look forward to attending this dinner with the President and other recipients this Wednesday." This month, the number 43 STP Pontiac that Petty raced to his 200th and final NASCAR Sprint Cup Series victory in front of President Reagan at the Daytona International Speedway was featured by Smithsonian Magazine as one of the 101 objects that made America. So that is the NASCAR news that we have received today. Looking forward, I'm already looking forward to 2014. In my opinion, this video is very long. I apologize for that, but it's the first video, and that's the NASCAR news that has just come out. And is it really worth it to go through favorites? I mean, the favorite to win the 2014 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series Championship has to be the 48 car, by far. However, Denny Hamlin, is going to rest this off season. He's coming into the 2014 season with momentum after his first win this past Sunday. But that doesn't really mean anything. It really doesn't, I don't think. Because if you look at Jeff Gordon, we thought he was going to come into 2014 with momentum. Now, did he come back and do very well? Yeah, but for the first part of the season, he was really not a factor. But Jeff Gordon obviously would like to improve on his one victory this season compared to 2 in 2012, 3 in 2011. I think that Gordon's going to be a threat, considering, if you notice the trend with Alan Gustafson, his crew chief, when the COT was originally implemented for the entire season in 2008, he really didn't have a good season. But in 2009, he was really, really good. Now, this first season with the Gen 6, they weren't amazing. They weren't bad. They weren't great, but they were okay. Now in 2014, I think Alan Gustafson and Jeff Gordon will get their program together, and we'll see what happens. But that's in 2014, and I'm Ryan O'Hara. Thank you for watching this video. But we can't go without mentioning our sponsor, the amazing duo of Robert and Jan Leahy at Simply Rugged Holsters. SimplyRugged.com. Check them out. It's in the link in the description. They make amazing products. Essentially, what they make, each holster is a simple design. They're also very rugged and will protect the firearm while you're out in the field or carrying concealed. Holsters are hand molded around each type of firearm to provide a snug fit and hold it in place whether you are riding horseback, on your four-wheeler, snow machine, fly fishing, or hiking on a trail through the woods. For more examples of the retention capabilities, look at their customer testimonials page at simplyrugged.com. Their leather is dyed a rich cordovan color, then top coated with a clear coat to further protect the leather. Customer service is the most important part of their business. They want you satisfied with your purchase. If you need any adjustments or repairs, they will gladly make them for you and refund your money upon the return of the product. Thanks for taking a look. Email them with any questions, and by the way, proudly made in the United States of America. Okay guys, you guys have a great day.